Welcome to the NZ Sportcasting Couch. Yes, we did forget the intro from the last episode. No wonder we're struggling to get the sponsors on board. Straight to you,
Yeah.
Willie. How you feeling, man?
Yeah, no, feeling good. I think we've got something different planned for this one, don't we?
Mm.
In recognition of what Chris Wood just achieved recently, getting 20 Premier League goals. We thought it'd probably be good to angle for a top five Kiwi athletes globally, like globally recognized athletes at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that your understanding? Just to make sure we're on the same page before we go on different tangents here.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think, you mentioned it a few months ago that we should probably be acknowledging Kiwis abroad and things like that. Just want to clarify what you
Hmm.
said. 20 goals in the season for Chris Wood.
Yeah, yeah.
89 overall. So, yeah, incredible what he does. So, yeah, he's
Hmm.
probably going to feature in our top five. You could probably make that assumption.
Yeah,
But anyway, no need to muck around. Should we get straight into it?
yeah. Well, you can start us off. I think we can both. Well, we've just touched on him. I think we both probably haven't.
Yeah,
Chris Wood,
well,
pretty hard to argue with. A
mm,
um
yeah,
a top goal scorer in the Premier League. His team's fighting there or thereabouts for European
yeah,
like fucking playoffs, which they went from like a bottom five team last year, I believe.
yeah,
Don't fact check me on that though. But
yeah,
yeah, not saying it's all him, but he's definitely a massive contributor to their success, and he's just grown his fucking fan base
yeah,
exponentially. Like so many Chris Wood thirst traps on your TikToks and shit like that. So
mm, yeah,
and even the pommies over here being eyes and ears on the ground, even the pommies know all about Chris Wood.
yeah,
So that's when you've tapped into a market, isn't it?
yeah, for sure. You certainly see a few Wood 11s running around,
Yeah,
don't you? So yeah, no, you've said enough there. I think he does have. It's a hard one because obviously when you compare across generations, like it's always tricky. Winston Roofer obviously was top scorer when in the old Champions League, but I don't think it was called Champions League.
yeah,
Back then. But yeah, Chris Wood, there's definitely an argument he could end up being the best Kiwi footballer if he keeps this up for another couple of years. Ever, that is.
yeah.
Best Kiwi footballer ever. So yeah, he's just doing awesome and long may it continue. Do you want to go to your next one or would you like another one from me?
No, you go and I'll follow your suit, kind of.
Sweet. So I've got a cricketer here. I've actually gone Rachin Ravindra. So I believe he's a global cricketer. I think it helps that he's Indian heritage. I think that really helps get a big audience from the subcontinental parts of the world. And I just think he's now put himself he's put himself out there as New Zealand's best cricketer. Obviously, he can bat at high up the order. He can offer a lot with the ball too, and he's got that the global name, if you like, and he's quite marketable in countries such as Pakistan and Bangladesh. So I think he's put himself out there now, and I just wanted to do a cricket shout out, so I've snuck him in there if that's
Yeah.
all right with you.
No, we had similar mindsets there, but I've actually gone for a Kane Williamson.
Yeah,
I just tapping into that global market, like you say, like cricket is well, just India in itself. You've got get a couple of Billy there. Don't forget the Pakistanis, your bangers, your Sri Lanks, your
mm,
yeah, all those kind of
yeah,
all love Williamson, like well known. He's
yeah,
he's put in with the Fab Four, like with your Smith
mm,
Colleys, Roots, like
mm,
he is he's definitely on a global scale was quite well known, and
mm,
definitely for a lot of years a lot more marketable than the rest of the Black Caps team, wasn't it? He was really a
yeah,
kind of standout, but
mm,
now like you say, your Russian Revenge is probably the passing of the torch, but
yeah,
for me,
yeah,
I still think Kane is number one. As you probably see in some of those IPL comment sections, they say Kane
yeah.
Williamson, show your boobs and Virgin. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, I've seen those. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, nice.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
yeah, no, I don't want to disrespect Kane Williamson here. Like, he's still the best player for our generation, no question. But I guess I was just looking at right now, and I think yeah, Kane's
mm,
probably a few years off retirement now. Hopefully not. Hopefully still a few, but
Yeah,
Ravindra entering his prime, so that's kind of my logic there. But yeah, Kane
yeah.
can go. Don't worry. Um, I agree with you there. My next
Hmm.
one, I've gone. So I didn't think we'd get this from you. So I've actually gone for our petrol sniffing community. I've gone a motor racing one.
Yeah,
I've gone Scott McLaughlin because everywhere he goes, he wins.
yeah.
And again, like both yourself and myself, we aren't massive bogans, and we aren't like massive on the petrol scene and things like that. So I
Hmm.
understand that Formula One is your kind of top tier, and he's not
Yeah.
that. He's in the second tier in terms of IndyCar. And we've had Kiwis that have kind of had the odd the odd race in the Formula One and stuff like
Mm.
that. But I think this guy, just the fact that he wins, and then he goes somewhere else, and then he just continues winning. And he's still young. Like I just think for our petrol based fans, it's good
Yeah.
to give him a shout out. And I think if you're looking for consistency, he's your guy. Similar to that
Yeah.
miracle Palangi chant. Can't remember how it quite went
Yeah.
about how he scores tries when he wants and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I
He
think
just
Scott
wins
McLaughlin,
races when he wants. Yeah.
he
Yeah.
wins
Yeah.
races when he wants. Yeah, and
Yeah.
yeah, thank you.
Yeah, well, my next one, just kind of how you've gone. I'm going on a sport that me and you aren't really into, but I feel like if I don't mention this person, we might get some pretty harsh criticism, and that's from a fighting sport, and that's probably Adesanya from the UFC. I
Yeah.
think as much as I'm not a massive UFC guy myself, I think he globally has a pretty big profile, doesn't he? Can't really
Mm,
comment too much more on that, but I think yeah, everyone knows who he is and what he
mm,
does. Any comments from
yeah.
you on that? Because I know you froth him.
Far out. I mean, look, I was gonna say you shocked me there. Like you got over to London, have a few snow freezes, and now you're into UFC. I mean, everything changes.
No,
Um,
no.
yeah, looks sounds good. I suppose.
Mm.
You must be a far more aggressive person than the one I knew.
No, I
I
think if
mean,
we know if we're going to play DMB at the start of the episode, there's going to be a few disappointed listeners. If the UFC doesn't get mentioned, isn't there? There's going to be a
yeah,
few. Yeah,
that's
yeah.
a good point actually. Yeah, and no, you're right. He's global because most people enjoy watching a bit of violence.